Yes, sir. Recording, sir.
Sayan Roy, please unmute yourself.
Please unmute.
Hello. Is
Yes,
it
yes.
okay? Is it audible to all?
Yes, yes. Yes, yes, sir. Continue.
Okay. Good evening, all. Today we are starting our second session, that is on principles of report writing. So, hello.
Yeah, you're audible. Go ahead. Go ahead, man.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Good. Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Good evening, all. Welcome to Dr. Pravin Kokane, an economic geographer as well as urban geographer and development studies and population geographer. Dr. Pravin Kokane completed his Masters in Geography from the Department of Geography, University of Pune, or presently known as SPPU, in the year of 2008 to 2010. Basically, Dr. Pravin Kokane, Assistant Professor, Department of Geography, University of Mumbai, is an economic geographer or geographer. Basically, his works in master degree was on economic geography, and at present he completed his PhD from the Department of Geography, University of Pune. Today's our topic is principles of report writing. So, welcome to Dr. Pravin Kokane, and now I am hand over to Dr. Pravin Kokane to start this session. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Sayan. In fact,
Yeah, welcome.
yeah. In fact,
In fact, we have a personal relationship because we
yeah,
are classmates in the Department of Geography SPU.
yes, yes.
You
We
know?
were together we were together in the Central Institute of Karnataka also for the
Yeah.
coursework, and we did a coursework for 1 year. Many things we had learned together, and one of the why I'm so uncomfortable also here, because many of you are my friends, many of you are my seniors, many of you are, some of them are my teachers also. So uh, I'm really uncomfortable in that way, that it's going to be a challenge for me to talk on this topic. But I'll try to handle this in a I'll try my best to deal with this topic. Intent
And we
behind
are lucky to get you.
Thank you, Sayan. Yeah. Intent behind this lecture is not to give you too much of theoretical doses, or neither to give the too much of insights from the different research work. But the intent of this particular class is to give a very practical aspect, which will be applicable to anyone from the any branch of geography, be it anyone who is doing PhD from either from geomorphology, climatology, or it may be population, it may be economic geography, any branch. He or she will definitely get benefited out of this exercise. That was the intent. The first two lectures will be little theoretical in nature, and after two lectures, next two lectures will be directly demo related to the different tools which are available right now, which can save you lots of time. That I wanted to emphasize more in the upcoming lectures. Despite of this fact, it's not like that I'm covering everything in a theoretical mode. We will definitely have a two-way type of lectures. It should not be a one-way traffic, so that lectures will get interactive in nature. As and whenever you will find any problem, or if any questions are there, do let me know at any point of time. This is the only problem of online lectures, that many times the communications with the participants or communications with the you know with the participants is not possible, but I'm not expecting this. I think together we will definitely learn better. Together we will learn. Together we will grow better. I think so. So in present lecture, I am dealing with principles of report writing. I hope my screen is visible to you and I am audible to you completely.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
sir.
So principles of report writing. Why report writing? That is the first consideration that we need to take into consideration, that why we should go for report writing. Why not, like, why is it is a part of the very important aspect of our PhD. Because unless and until if you do not write the report, how you're going to convey your research to the world, to the university, to the authorities, or uh, to the procedures which has been suggested by the university. So, but this is the only aspect where number of people are struggling. They have a basic understanding of the subject very well. They have a very good understanding of a methodology of that particular subject, but somewhere in the last moment of submission of their PhD, or during, last time, or just the last leg of their PhD, they are struggling with writing the report, writing the report, because sometime their expectations are not matching with the guide, or their expectations are not matching with the guidelines which has been suggested by the university, or sometimes they are lacking with the words, they are not able to uh, express themselves in a proper word. So if we know the principles of report writing, what should be and what need to be taken into considerations while writing the report, if we come to know this kind of things in a very proper way, I think that type of problems, like writing block or whatever problems we are facing in the last moment of our PhD, we will not able to face it. So basic principles of report writings. See, again, one more thing is, when you are writing the report is not just like a collection of the your work. It's not like the first chapter, second chapter, third chapter, fourth chapter, or a conclusion and summary and finding. Not like that. Never ever it is like, it is just like, you are working on one topic, and whatever you are writing on that particular topic, behind every work there is some kind of a philosophy is also there. Some of them are knowingly they are, showing that philosophy, or uh, means like showing the philosophy of the work. Some of them unknowingly they are showing, but there is some kind of philosophy is there which you are imbibing in your work while writing your report. So the first thing is, and which is a very important principles of report writing, that is accuracy. There need to have accuracy in your work. Your work should not have any discrepancies, should not be, means, it has been seen that in the first chapter people are writing something, and in the third chapter people are writing on the same topic on something. It should not be that, ambiguity should not be there. Suppose if you are writing that, uh, take example of western Maharashtra. Rainfall in the western Maharashtra is around 75 to 100 centimeter, like this. And all of a sudden in the third chapter, when you are justifying something, you are writing that average rainfall in Maharashtra is about 150 centimeters. What it shows? It shows either ambiguity, it either the, you are not clear with the facts, you are showing the discrepancy in your work. There has to be accuracy, and that accuracy maintained uniformly across your report. If you fail to report this kind of accuracy, then you will, the externals, as well as people who will who will read your work, they will definitely pinpointed your errors, pinpointed your discrepancies, and the problems which are coming. They will definitely talk, they will pinpointed it and comment critically on this particular kind of errors, because some of the errors you cannot, these are unavoidable errors. You can, it means they are not acceptable also. So try to maintain accuracy uniformly. That is the first thing. Second thing is completeness. Suppose if you are writing something, do not write partially, do not write in a haphazard manner, do not uh, talk for your own sake, or for just one-sided truth you are just proliferating. It should have a multi-dimensional aspect. Many times it has been seen that people are not commenting on the limitations of their work. Their work is, in a way they are saying that my work, everything is complete. It's not like that. The completeness has to be talked in a multidimensional way, in a multifaceted way. Next thing is, of course, the work has to be concise one. It should not be unorganized way. It should be properly drafted. And I think the guidelines of each and every universities are different, but conciseness, this is a very important aspect, and it should not be neglected at any cost. Then impartiality and objectivity, this I'm going to talk in the next few slides also. Sometime our own biases, our own prejudices are coming into picture, and that lead to different types, that led to the different types of results, that led to the different type of interpretation, that led to different type of conclusion altogether also. So being a researcher, make sure that you are objective in nature, you are impartial. Your prejudices, the background from which, the socio-cultural background or economic background from which you came, it should not be get reflected in your work. Means you can definitely take the view of it, but try to justify it. The impartiality should be seen from your work. It should not be all the biases and other things, because this impartiality and objectivity is very crucial as far as research in human geography is considered, or research in economic geography, or the other branches in human geography is considered. Many times people are writing what they feel, what they means, their 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 biases are coming into picture. Their prejudices about some subject or some religion or some towards caste or some towards you know aspects. It is coming into picture. It should not become. Next one is a clarity is the utmost important thing. Utmost important thing. If you are not clear about the things, you can't write it in a very logical manner. If you do not write it in a logical manner, you cannot derive the logical inferences out of it. And if you do not derive the logical inferences, the whole work will look like a very loose and unorganized work. People will not take any interest in reading your work, because they will feel that this particular researcher is not clear about the things which he wanted to convey. And that's the only reason why clarity matters a lot. Whatever it may be, you need to be, you should be very clear about whatever you are talking. The clarity is utmost important. Clarity of thoughts has to be reflected from the starting point, first line of your thesis or report, to the last page of the report. The clarity is utmost important. If you are not clear, if you are not, many times it has been seen that people are not clear, they are confusing the readers, they are confusing the people. And sometime if they are not clear, I mean, if they are confusing the people, their work is many times misleading in nature, and probability of accepting that work is also very less. Very rare chances are there that your work will accepted by the accepted in very good journals or peer-reviewed journals. And if you go through such kind of works, the type of comment, if you read, they are such a harsh comments that they will means provide you suggestions that please do something related to research methodology. And the comments are so harsh in nature. Again, many times it has been seen that means I have seen people are not taking the research methodology course seriously. They feel that "Okay, research methodology kya hai? Nothing is there in it. It's just like, but it is not like that. I will tell with my own experience that those who are very good in research methodology, they can, their thesis will be wonderful. They, this research methodology will help you like anything in your means. If you are very good in research methodology, it will definitely help you for your entire research career. Your entire research career you can. But if you are very poor in research methodological aspect, or whatever required technical aspects of the report or research, I am very much sure that whatever research you are going to do in future also, it will be of a poor quality. Okay, so the first aspect which we need to take into consideration, that is accuracy. Accuracy. So try to report factual information correctly. Many times it has been seen that people are so biased that they are taking the facts which are favorable to them, which are in favor to them, but it is not like that. If you're suppose, whenever we are discussing something, our results are coming like this, and someone's results are coming like this, and then we are commenting on this fact that the result of my study suggested or they are similar with the results of this person. Many times it has been seen that people are trying to stretching themselves, people are trying to take out the favorable kind of a meaning, and they are reporting the factual information. So don't do this. Report whatever factual information is there. If it is not matching, you just accept it that the results are not matching, and why is it not matching? Why they are different compared to this? So suppose if my entire work is related to the food security, and if the results in any coastal or tribal area, it is not matching with the results of very poor area, or very area which are having actual problems are there. If it is not matching, what anomalies are there in the data, what anomalies are there in my methodology, what anomalies are there in my results also. If I wrote it very factually, then the people will definitely uh, they will means I'm able to justify my work. So report information gained from the field accurately. Whatever information means, in geography, we are not armchair geographers. We are geographers. We are going on the field. We are collecting the different things. We are talking with the people. We are going on the field, collecting the samples, doing the field work. And it has been seen that many times people are not reporting the actual information from the field. They means uh, actual information from the field. There are two problems while reporting the actual information from the field. That is, first thing is, whenever they are going on the field, they are collecting the information, but they do not have a proper methodological base to process that information. So whenever we are going on the field, suppose if we are going on the field, we are collecting some samples or like this, we do not have in the process some methodology which will quickly process our data. So what we are doing is we are going on the field, then after 7 8 days or after 1 month, we are processing the data, and whatever information we try to put it on the paper. It should not be done. That gap is so much that many times we are not able to report the information correctly, whatever information we have gained from the field correctly or accurately. So that is the one consideration. Second consideration, the type of methodological aspect. Sometimes we are just listening from the people, we are just talking with the people, whatever interview we are taking, or whatever communications with the people we are collecting, but we are not deriving any logical inferences out of the interviews or out of the discussion with the people. And sometimes that may lead to the misleading of the information also, that we are going to talk in the later part also. Again, be aware of the feelings which may destroy the objective descriptions. Sometimes our biases, prejudices are coming into picture, and we are so sensitive about, or we have some strong feelings, and these strong feelings lead to support of, or led to either support or either reject the evidences which do not support. Means we have such a strong feeling. Means I can agree that human being cannot be all time rational. You know, we are not a rational being. We are somewhat biased in nature. We have some affiliations. We have some leaning towards something. Means in the politics also, the left wing, right wing, all these types of things are there. So left will definitely blame the rightist, right people will blame the leftist. But if our feelings are such a strong that sometime whatever the lefties start talking or whatever the righties start talking, we are not we are not becoming judgmental. Means if I suppose, uh, if you are working on a social or cultural geography, and you are doing something related to the religion or intercaste marriages, you are doing a PhD related to intercaste marriage in particular religion or in different religions in the particular district, and then you are biased about some minority religions. You are biased that this particular religion there is a something like this, ki there is a love jihad, or there is a something like this, or there is a, something in one religion and another in different religions, or like this, isn't it? And we have a strong feeling that whatever happening, or we are imbibed by the information that whatever happening in the society, it is only because of that particular religion, or it is happening because of this only, or it is only happening because of this minority religion, or it is only happening because of this majority religion. So when this kind of a strong feelings are there, then many times we are not going close to the reality. Our own strong feelings, they are coming into picture, and we are not able to report the accurate information which is required for our report. It is not actually reported. And if that biases are so much, then what we are trying to do is we are becoming pseudo intellectuals. Means we try to justify our own stances by taking the examples of different, by citing the different ways, and we are becoming such a pseudo intellectuals that whatever coming in front of you, we are trying to reject everything, isn't it? So it should not be happen in this way. uh, Whatever our own um, biases, own prejudices, or self-interest, let it be, keep that interest at your own level. Whenever you are doing research, try to justify the things. If it is that thing, then try to justify it with the with an, logical examples. That also we are going to see in the upcoming slides as well. Then there is a very important thing is try to differentiate between two things, three things. One is fact. Fact is always fact. It is not going to change. Then second thing is hearsay. Means you are listening from someone else and you are saying that it is a fact. Third one is opinion. Opinion means it is someone else's opinion, and we are taking it as a fact and we are including in our study. And third thing is, with the help of hearsay and with the help of opinions, we are trying to conclude. We are trying to conclude. Means suppose, if you know if there is a conflicts are going on between one community and another community, and if one community is blaming the another community, and if you are asking the person who suffers because of this, his interpretation will definitely going to be different from where he got exploited, isn't it? It doesn't mean that you need to, not to take into consideration that aspect. You need to take into consideration the aspect, but there is a subtle difference between hearsay, opinion, and conclusion. Means many times we are just trying to take into consideration the perspective of the people. Hearsay means it's just like someone else is talking about the things, and we are listening to it and we are imbibing in our study, isn't it? So hearsay, opinion, and from the hearsay and opinion, we are trying many times to derive the conclusions. But while deriving the conclusions, provide the evidences with the one facts, or with if one person is saying that this particular religion is a bad, or people from this particular caste are like this, or people from this gender are like this, or people of this area are like this, or people from this geographical background are like this, or people who are talking Hindi or talking this language are like this. This is his own opinion. We cannot be judgmental. We can't conclude with the one or two persons just opinion, or with their hearsay. We cannot conclude like this. So don't be in a hurry to conclude with the help of only hearsay or opinions. We need to have a certain evidences when it comes to the research. We need to have a certain evidences based on some facts, and then we can conclude on that line. Next one is be clear about the meaning of the words, and this is very important because people are some of them who are very wonderful in uh, they have a very good command over English, and they are writing such a jargons. They are writing in a such a heavy words that people many times they are not able to interpret the things what exactly he meant to convey. So the best thing is write in a simple words. Simplicity is ultimate sophistication. If you are not able to write in a simple words, it simply means that you are confused somewhere else. Clarity is through the simplicity of the word. It is, again, the many times the meaning of the word is also people are confusing with the meaning of the words as well. Means some of them are writing in like they are means writing, they are using such a jargons that they can use one words that it can replace 10 to 15 words also. So be clear about the meaning of the words and write it judiciously. You write a use means on this line we are definitely going to see one exercise also, that how you can remove the jargons, how you can remove the words as well, and how you can explain the things in a very simple and lucid manner from starting to end, or from first para to the last para, how you can explain the things in a very clear way that we are going to see for sure. So again, clarify all abbreviations. Many times it has been seen that people are using the abbreviations, uh, but they are not clarifying the things. Whether UN stand for United Nation or it is stand for United News, it has been not clear. So don't keep such kind of ambiguity while writing the anything related to the accuracy part. Okay, so again, the last thing is proofreading of the report and rewriting is needed. We have to proofread the report many times. We need to rewrite the report, rewrite if it is needed as per the suggestions of the guidelines, as per the suggestions of the experts. We need to do this, and this is part and parcel of report writing. Okay, so what exactly fact and hearsay? Basically, a fact is the information learned through the use of the investigator's own senses or corroborated by the information the investigation obtains. Means it is the fact is it is the information. Who learned that information? It is learned by the investigator, and he senses or corroborated that information with the help of different evidences. Means suppose uh, if I wanted to know that what I can cite the examples. Yeah. So suppose if I wanted to know that the type of delta in in one particular river is a bird foot type of delta, or it is a arcuate type of delta, or it is a the type of delta is, it may be like this, but when that person is going on the field or when that person is seeing from his own eyes, and then he will think that yes, the shape of the delta is a bird foot type, or whenever he see the map or satellite imagery, and whenever he come to know, or it may be a drone imagery, and whenever he analyze the landform, and he then confirm that yes, the shape of the this particular delta is a bird foot type of delta. So that becomes the fact when that person tried to investigate the with the help of his own senses, and he convinced that yes, the shape of this, and he write, then he talks, then it becomes the fact. But what exactly hearsay is nothing but a statement from other person. It may be even witnesses. So suppose hearsay says that ki, someone is doing work related to temple, और एक टेम्पल के ऊपर काम करने के लिए मैं गया, सपोज इफ आई एम विजिटिंग वन टेम्पल, any archaeological site, and I wanted to do its 3D modeling with the help of drone or with the help of any methods which whatever method which comfortable to me, maybe lidar or maybe anything. And then I listened to the person near to this, and he told me that this particular temple is around 10,000 year old, or it is around 50,000 year olds. But my dating evidences or whatever evidences I am collecting, it is not showing like this, isn't it? So that is a hearsay. Means that person might have heard from someone else that this temple is around 20 years or 30 years, isn't it like this? But whenever I collecting the facts, whenever I collecting the evidences, I'm not getting uh, the that particular age. So either I may be wrong in my methods, or either that person might be wrong in his interpretation. But we need to support with the collective evidences. Okay. So again, hearsay is a different for a different type of your work. Sometimes we are just judgmental if someone person is saying that we are not getting any PDS, or we are not getting food from the PDS because PDS utilization is very poor in my area. The person in the PDS is very corrupt person. So that is a hearsay. Means that is his own story. That is his own way of interpretation. It may be wrong. It may not be. It may not be wrong. But we need to verify it. Then in the administrative hearing it is admissible, but for research it is not, means we are most of the time we are trying to ignore. But if we try to collect, or if we try to collect information from 10 people or 15 people or 100 people, and all of them are saying, and if we collect the all interviews and all the people are saying, or majority of the people are saying that suppose public distribution system in this particular area is a very poor, corrupt practices are going on, then we can certainly say that yes, with the some of the hearsays or also becoming the facts. Then facts versus conclusion. Facts become proven with the. I mean, there is no need to prove the fact, but for the proving of the conclusion, we need to collect the collaborative evidences. We need to collaborate the evidences, and then with the help of that we are concluding the things. We are concluding things. Again, facts exist very independently, while conclusions is in the minds of the observers. Means suppose number of facts are there, and with that number of facts we are trying to conclude. We are making the judgment. It means we are taking the three, four, five facts, and then out of that three, four, five facts, what common link or what common thread is there, and then we are trying to conclude on the basis of that common thread, and we are making that conclusion. So conclusion may be different for a different person. It may be different for different researchers also, for the observers also. Again, a fact is observable while conclusion is a reason. We have to provide the reason when we are concluding things. Again, conclusion involves drawing the inferences. Means we need to draw the logical inferences out of it. Means if we are failed to draw the logical inferences out of it, it cannot be conclusion. It's just like it may turn into the opinion. It may turn into the just interpretation. It's just interpretation, not a conclusion. We are just trying to interpret the things, and then based on certain, if you are not able to draw the logical inferences, then whatever research you are doing, it is of no use. It is expected that whatever work you are trying to do, that you are able to draw the logical inferences out of it. Then facts versus opinion. Fact has a quality of being independent and can be confirmed and substantiated with the help of certain evidences or with the help of certain things. Whereas opinion is an idea, impression, or notion. And this opinion and idea, many times it has been coming from the personal sentiments. Means I will tell you my own examples. During my um, PG, we were doing means we were doing a dissertation on special economic zone, and then we went to the Shirur, Babar, and other villages near to the Shirur. And there were two villages in the Pabar, near to the Kindur and Pabar area. These two villages, they are not ready to give the land to the special economic zone. Never ever. Means they are agitated like anything. Okay. So when we entered, means during that time we were around 5 to 6. One person is here also. Kolekar is also here, and we went we went there, and we went there. The moment they see us all, means हम लोगों ने कुछ आईडी कार्ड वगैरह कुछ पहना नहीं था. The moment they see, what they feel is these are the government peoples. These are the people. These are the government people, and they are asking for our land. And what they did is they took us everyone into the into the temple, and they wanted to lock the temple. They wanted to lock us inside the temple. Okay, and they try it also, try to do that also. Then we try to convince them that we are from Pune University, and then we called our guide that we please talk with these people. They are not leaving us. And then what happens is, every, like, all sarpanch and many people, those who are important people from the villages, everyone came. We show them our ID card, everything. And then what exactly come into the picture is opinions of the people. Then every one of them were saying that how this particular special economic zone is harmful for them. And then every one of us has to listen the things from them, why this particular. And interesting thing is that some of the opinions were on the basis of the facts, and some of the opinions, they are on the basis of hearsay, on the basis of just hearsay. Some of them are saying on the basis of facts that how much of remuneration, how much of rehabilitation cost they are getting, or how much, how they are going to rehabilitate, how much of price they are getting for their land, everything, and how, what will be the problem. So some of the opinions where they were on the basis of facts, they were very logical in nature, but some of the things are just hearsay in nature. So these are, and then we come to know one thing is what exactly their personal sentiments are. Means every farmer, they have the emotional attachment to their land, and they are not ready to leave that particular land. They are emotionally attached to their fields and to their houses, uh, to their livestock. They are emotionally attached, and no one want to leave that. And then finally, in the last moment, when we listen everything, means we listen the hearsay, we listen the opinions, we listen the facts from the people also, and then finally, everyone, they are saying that, think, suppose if you are at our place, what you had done. They had asked to us also, because we told to them that we are doing research on you, how and what problems you are facing, we are doing research on you. And then we finally concluded that people are emotionally attached to their land. They don't, though they, government had offered them a biggest compensation price, but they don't want to leave their houses, they don't want to leave their land, because they are emotionally attached to this. And then we had given us a certain conclusion, logical inferences out of that. And I think on the basis of that, we were able to present entire, means 2-3 hours of that discussion is the crux of my research work during that dissertation. So but make sure that you are not taking opinions which are biased in nature, or very personal sentiments are there. Personal sentiments, like I will tell you with the special economic zone, that one farmer is pro to give his land because his entire land is on the hilly area, which has no any cost. If that land will go, he will definitely go to Kogudu compensation. So he's just, suppose he can't oppose to the local people, he can't oppose to the villagers, but he's not opposing also, and he's not supporting also. He's whatever suppose good thing is there, he's just, yeah, yeah, this is also correct. This is, there his personal biases, personal sentiment is coming to picture. And one person, if his 10 acres of land is going, the type of personal sentiments he is showing, it was so aggressive in nature, that he is saying that I'm ready to sacrifice my life, I'm ready to sacrifice, give my entire thing, but I'm not going to leave my land. That was his personal sentiment. Means you can experience the extremity, or how much of extremity is there in the personal sentiments also. At one side there is a very strong personal sentiment, strong feeling. At the another side there is a neutral, or there is a one, very poor kind of a, that uh, personal sentiments are there. They are in favor of the government also, some of them. And when we went to the tribals in that area also, which who were living on the hilly area, interestingly, those farmers who are agitating, they are not ready to give the land. The tribals over there, they don't know the value of their land. They don't know, like, what this particular land is going to do for them, and they are ready to sacrifice their land. And some of them had already sacrificed their land. Already sacrificed their land. Means one of the tribal hamlet which is near to the 3 kilometers, there the tribals, the first batch of tribals, they got a compensation. They got a compensation in terms of 10 lakhs, 15 lakhs, like this. And during that time, imagine, that time is around 2007 to 2008. They got a compensation in that rate. And some of them, means, all of a sudden they got a money. That money got distributed in the family members. Means sister asked for his her share, brother asked for his share, so money got distributed. So people got, all of a sudden, these tribals, they got a very good amount of money in the hand. And what they did is, in a one day they purchased around 80 pulsars in their hamlets. Means one small hamlet or one small village was there, which has around households of around 200 to 2500 households were there. And in one day, around 80 pulsars, means during that Bajaj Pulsar was famous, that vehicles came into that village. Next day, then, biggest marriages will take place. Some of them spend the money like anything. And after 1.5 year, everyone had spent all the money which they received. And they again started working on the field of someone else. They started working. So that was also one example. And their personal sentiments or their personal feelings were entirely different, entirely different. And the people who are living in the tribal areas, they feel that if we got such a money, we will also do something like this. But the farmers who were there, they know that what exactly will happen if we get a money. There is definitely going to be trouble. We will lose our entire field. We will lose our entire agriculture fields, and we will lose our money as well. And then, this is how the different backgrounds are shaping your personal sentiments. So being a researcher, you need to take into consideration the all other aspects while concluding the facts, while coming to the conclusion. Then, of course, opinions are not part of the main body of the report. uh, we need to validate the opinions. Okay, next one is the completeness of the report. So completeness of the report can be brought with the help of reporting all the facts discovered during the course of the investigation. So this is very important fact, that many times people are not citing the all the facts. Means if someone says that key, means I had seen this story, that suppose whatever results which are favorable, means sometime guides are also saying that, you are doing, suppose, on this work, I want this type of results, or results should be like this ideally, isn't it? Many times it has been not told by the guides, but sometimes people are saying that कि R value कितनी होनी चाहिए, what type of correlation we require, what exactly should be the correlation value. It should be positive correlation has to be there. If positive correlation is not there, then your study is of no use. If something like this, the, the correlation between the two variables has to be between 1 to something like this, or it has to be 0 to 1. It should not be 0 to -1. There should not be negative correlation, because the type of variables you had selected, the correlation has to be in the positive. But many times, whenever we are using SPSS, STATA, or R, they are not showing the correlation in positive. And then what happens is, people are sometime they are rejecting the, or they are not reporting the facts also. If I am taking 10 variables, out of that 5 variables are showing positive correlation, and 3 variables are showing negative correlation, and 2 variables are showing relation in and between near to the 0. Then what people are doing, those variables which are showing the positive correlation, they are taking only that much into consideration. So my study shows that there is a positive correlation between these factors, isn't it? So my so there is no completeness to the study. If you are not reporting all the facts, your study is incomplete in a way. If it is negative, why is it negative? Why is it so? We can justify the things. We can providing certain evidences or justify the facts, and then we can comment on this. Again, uh, many times the information that appears irrelevant to the investigator may be relevant to the reviewers. So this is already I told you, we are only including the information which is relevant to us, not relevant to the reviewers, or not relevant to the experts or readers on that particular study or on that particular subject. So try to avoid such things. Don't try to cite an incomplete study. Okay. Again, the only information the reader will have will be the information in the report. So this is also the thing. Means this is the my part of the study, and I will include this much only. I will not go just extra mile in search of other information. So this is also the things. This is also the mistakes which is committed by us. Many times people are not talking about the limitations of the study, because if they feel that if we talk more on limitation of our study, there are chances that our study might be rejected by someone else. Then partially stated facts can be misleading and misinterpreted. And try to avoid this. Do not cite the partially misleading facts. Because these misleading facts or partially stated facts, they either mislead or they either misinterpreted your results, and nothing is coming out of this. We have to struggle a lot while coming to the conclusion. If you state the partially, means if you state the facts which are partially in nature, means nothing is coming. We have to connect, correlate many things. If we are providing the misinformation, if we are providing the partially stated information, and this becomes, our study becomes incomplete. Then again, I had told you why certain information is lacking or incomplete in your study. Try to explain that. Why it is lacking, or in what way it is incomplete in nature. You just have to, means many times it has been seen that it has been seen you cannot do anything and everything in PhD. PhD is, sometimes people are connecting it with life. You cannot cover all the aspects into the PhD. Cannot cover. And trust me, if you try to go for like I will write such a wonderful thesis, and everyone will get impressed by my work, and I will get wonderful appreciations and this and that. This was the notion in the first year of your PhD. In the first year of your PhD, you wanted to do a best research in the world. In the second year of PhD, you are struggling with the collection of the data. Then you are, just all the time people are saying that, what are you doing? I'm collecting the data. I'm doing collecting the data on the field and this and that. On the third year, you are like you have a data, you have your things with you, but the writing or interpretation of the things, or you are, you know, the writing is incomplete in nature. And in the last year, you are in the mood and you are praying to the God that God help me to at least complete my PhD. I'm not in the impression, or I don't have any plan to complete my PhD in the best possible way, but at least make sure that I will able to complete my PhD. So the point which I'm telling you is, make sure that if you are organized in a way, if you are organized from the first day of your PhD, there is no problem to complete your PhD in a given stipulated time. If you are not organized, if you are not well disciplined, then you have to struggle a lot. Then there is definitely going to be a problem in your PhD. Again, provide a detailed explanation of the possible source of additional information and undeveloped leads. Uh, Means this can be also cited. Further study can how the further study can be done, what can be modification in the study, what can be the future advancement in the study can be done, what other aspects needs to be done, what can be the possible source of additional information can be involved, or why my study is restricting to this particular things also, that can be also cited. Next one is the conciseness. So avoid unrelated, extraneous, incidental, and non-essential information and details. Means suppose if you are able to write in my study area, 49% people are are living, or they are belong to below poverty line, or they are belonging to below, they are BPL, they are belonging to BPL category. Why there is need to have a in one of the remote district of my, or in remote hilly forest study area, there is a extreme poverty, or extreme poverty people, uh, people are living in the extreme poverty with a debt ridden, and they are not having any livelihood opportunity for their income generations, and this is the only reason why they are, 49% people are living in below poverty line. So try to avoid some unrelated words. Try, you can, this we are going to see means there are some non-essential information, extraneous information we are citing like anything. It is not needed also. You can cite in a very simple and very clear word. Don't cite such a jargons or such a, extreme words which are of no any use. Means you are just beating around the bush, you are doing beating around the bush, and this has been seen many times. People are just doing the beating around the bush, they are not pinpointing, or they are not hitting the bullseye to convey the meaning or convey the facts from their studies. So try to avoid this. Then pay attention to the grammar. I think this is very important aspect which has been neglected by the people. My suggestion for you is, just try to see that there are certain guidelines are there, and in what type of uh, sentence structure you should be write for introduction or review of literature, or for your methodology, or for your chapterizations, or for your results. Just look after it. Just look after it. All the time, many times people are using passive voices, which is not means it is acceptable per se, but if you're writing everything in the passive voices, then things become very difficult. You know, try to write your work in active voices, isn't it? Passive, it is not like that. I'm not saying that passive voices are rejected completely. But if you the 10 sentences are there, if you're writing 8 sentences in active voices and 1 or 2 sentences in passive voices, is acceptable. But if you're writing everything in the passive voices, then the that impact is not getting clear. So have a basic understanding of a grammar while writing your thesis. And these are many times it is seen that, see, sometimes what happens is, uh, our reviewers or our guides, they are more interested in results. Many times they are rejecting uh, the grammars as well as the structures of the sentences and other things. But this does not mean that we should not give it in proper way, isn't it? So don't think like this. Try to at least maintain a good standards in terms of the grammar. Then word of adjectives with sarcasm, flowery expression, and repetition of the words. I have seen that people are using the same word. In one sentence, they are using the same word. In the second sentence, they are also using the same words. It shows that you have a lack of vocabulary. If you are not able to express in certain words, means objective number one is to explain livelihood opportunity in the study area. Objective number two, to explain the status of poverty in study area. Objective third, to explain, like this, to explain, या एक ही words to explain, या दूसरा वही आएगा, same words. Means what exactly it shows, the repetitions are not, means it shows that you are lacking in vocabulary. You don't have a strong vocabulary. Again, don't think that whatever you are writing is a creative in nature, unless and until if you are not doing a PhD from English. Okay. So don't be in impression that you are writing a very literary or a creative writing kind of a PhD. Don't do this. Write in a simple way. One para, one idea. One para, one idea. Then try to connect first para with the second para with the third para. The draft has to be very logical in nature. It should not be like that. Ki first para has no any connection with the second para has no any connection with the third para. There has to be one connection. Then entire chapter is divided into the certain sections. Your first section, second section, third section, all of them are correlated with each other. And then finally, on the basis of all your work, you are concluding, you are providing summary of the information in a very logical way. And this is what expected in our PhD. So this is already I told you, use singleness of the thought and purpose. Provide a single thought in one paragraph. Provide entire. Suppose if we are working on one chapter, in one chapter what we are doing is we are working on a certain area. We are have a certain purpose of that particular chapter. So try to provide the singleness of the thought and purpose from that particular chapter. Do not go here and there. Try to provide that, and then divide that into a certain sections, subsections, and have the clarity. Everything is you are interpreting in a meaningful way. You are explaining everything in a meaningful way, and then finally you, on the basis of whatever study you had done, you are finally summarizing things. This is how the you know our work should look like. Then, of course, we need to use headings, paragraphing, sentence structure, indentations, underlining, capitalization, everything we need to provide. Because if we are able to provide this, then it gives a visibility, it gives a weightage to our work, and work seems to be very important, or it seems to be have a heavyweight work or it looks a very good work if you are using such kind of things. Otherwise, some if you look after the some thesis, they are such a monotonous languages there. A monotonous theme is there. Nothing like if certain some different kind of species or some scientific word is there, it is not uh, wrote in italic words or it has been not, or some words which need to be bold, it has been not done. So if you look after the some theses, they are such a monotonous in nature that people just hate to read that. So make sure we have to represent our work in a very simple and lucid manner so that everyone feel that whatever you had done in your report, it seems a very it feels that I'm very comfortable with your writing and whatever investigation or whatever research you had done. It is very logical in a logical in a logical manner. And impartiality and objectivity, this already told you. The investigator is a fact finder, report the material or an evidentiary facts without addition or subtraction. So do not subtract the information which is of not any use to you, or do not add any information which will completely dilute the purpose of your study or dilute the findings of your studies. So we have to keep in mind, if we are reporting something, it should be reported impartially. It should be reported in a very objective way. Then do not conceal or withhold any information. This has been seen that people are concealing the information or they're withholding the information. This has been seen many times. Do not assume also. Means we all the time are assuming on the basis of our prejudices or biases. Then do not conclude in a haphazard manner. Do not conclude uh, in a hasty mode. Then maintain an unbiased and open mind about the case. It should not be happen that your personality is reflecting in your research. It should not be like this. If your personality is a balanced one, it will get easily reflected. But if you are biased in nature, it will wrongly get reflected in your work. Then preconceived ideas about the guilt of the accused, try to avoid the formulation of such kind of a facts or such kind of a things. This will show a very partial kind of approach, and which will not have a better acceptance in the academics. Try to avoid that. So again, avoid becoming emotionally involved. This has been seen many times. Sports, um, like during my post graduation, we were one of my uh, friends. He's doing a research on tribals in Ambegao. And when we went on the field, they are suffering with lots of problems. They don't have this. They don't have uh, water. They don't have education. Number of problems were there, and but his basically study was related with the type of shifting cultivation. Means which type of shifting cultivation was practiced in the which type of shifting cultivation was practiced by the tribals in the Western Ghat or Ambegao region of means Pune district, Ambegao Tehsil of Pune district. And then we went to the westernmost part of the Ambegao Tehsil, which lies just close to the or which lies in the Western Ghat itself. Then there were a number of problems were there, and we started filling the information and this and that, and we have to take the interviews. Not a single interview was took on shifting cultivation. You know why? Because the researcher got so much of emotionally involved with the problems of the tribal that he had forgot to ask the question to the people on the shifting cultivation. Means he is just asking the very school and why, what type of problems you're facing, this and that, and then yeah, tribals were talking about number of problems. We don't have this, we don't have that. हमारे पास कैटल्स नहीं है, हमारे पास ये नहीं है, हमारे पास ये नहीं है, हमारे घर की ये है, वो है, food nahi hai, this and that. But and then when we left the field, and then we asked you what exactly you had asked about the shifting cultivation. Means what actually problems are there on the shifting cultivation. He told ki there are so many problems are there. Means which problems you had asked. Yeah, means they don't have cattle or agriculture. They have so many problems. They don't have this problem and that problem. I said ki though whatever you had asked, it has a indirect implications on your study. What are exactly direct implications? Why they are going for shifting cultivation? Why you had not asked such kind of questions? So if you are getting emotionally involved into the study, sometimes we forget to ask the things. We forget to ask what is exactly our purpose of the study is. Okay, clarity, of course, very much required. No clarity, nothing will be conveyed without clarity. Then try to write in a chronological order. Many times people are writing in, you know, try to follow either you can write it in chronological order or you can write as per the different themes. This is like it depends upon your own choices whether you have to write as per the different themes or whether you have to write as per the different chronological orders or whether you have to write as per the macro to micro approach, means from a bigger geographical division to the smaller geographical division. It depends upon you, but try to maintain that. Then avoid ambiguous sentences and vague statements. Vague statements we have seen in many of the studies. These ambiguous sentences and vague statements are like they are, you know, means you will laugh when you will, read such kind of a sentences. So try to avoid that. Then additional parts of the complete report maybe include like title page information, undeveloped lead, investigator's conclusion, witnesses list, exhibit or evidence list. This can also be provided uh, for the further studies. This is all about the principles of report writing. I go to you. If you have any questions related to the report writing as of now, principles of report writing, you can ask me right now so that after the next session we will start with the exactly the structure of the report writing. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, if participants have any questions, they can please ask the resource person.
Yeah, Sayan.
Hello.
Yeah, bolo bolo.
Yeah, actually, when we used to do the social research, actually field-based research,
Hmm.
sometimes we have to consider or modify based on the local things. This what have been taught to us theoretically during
Hmm.
the time of coursework.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
all these things are included in the limitations of the study. But actually, sometimes also we are forced to modify because sometimes there are some language problems or clarity of the thoughts or in the understanding of the person from whom we used to collect the or from whom we used to take the interview. So how to minimize this thing?
See,
In recent time, is there any technique have
yeah,
developed to
yeah. I will talk about it. Definitely, there are very good tools on that line. that we can definitely talk on the key how we can remove the not impartiality aspect, but uh, as far as this question is concerned, see, sometime what happens is we are considering one thing. Whenever we will go, we assume the things. Whenever we will go on the field, we will see this type of problems. We had already assumed that all the tribals are they are facing the food security problems, or all the tribals are poor, or all the OBCs are like this, or something like this, isn't it? We are already assuming
Yeah.
our mind. And when we are going on the field, yeah, story is something different. Story is
Yes.
something different. It is not like that. Some of the tribals are very rich. They are taking all the benefits of the government schemes. And some of the poor sections, tribal, they are not getting anything. So
Hmm.
it depends upon what that is what I told you. It is depends upon the what type of reporting you are doing. Whether you are assuming the you are whether you are matching with you are reporting as per the your assumptions, or whether you are reporting as per the reality. It depends upon the researcher. It depends upon the researcher. Means, and if you are reporting very close to the reality, then and if you are reporting as per your assumptions also, in the both case you have to provide the justifications.
Yeah.
You have to provide the justifications. But
Hmm.
if you provide the justifications in terms of your assumptions, and if second study come into picture, and they it is contrary to your assumption, then you will land it into trouble.
Hmm.
So my intent is, whatever close to the reality, try to report that. Try to report that. And again, there definitely very good tools are coming. We can definitely reduce down the impartiality. uh, we will try our best to bring the technology into it also. But ultimately, see, despite of this fact also, it is a researcher who is only solely responsible for this. Because suppose if you are going into the very remote area of Chhattisgarh, and if you are reporting something, I'm not going into Chhattisgarh, I have to believe that what exactly Sand Roy is reporting.
Yes.
But when the next study come into picture and someone report contrary to you, you will be landed in trouble. Your research credential will be in trouble
Hmm.
if they are on the basis of your assumptions.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Next questions.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sir,
May
many a
I?
times we are into, yeah, Acharya ma'am, you can go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Manu, sir.
Yeah, thank you, sir. I have one question in my mind when I heard about fact, hearsay, and opinion. So, whatever field work we conduct in the subject, what do you think? It is based on fact, hearsay, or
Uh, there, I'm telling you, there is a subtle differences is there. Okay. It has to be based on the fact. That is the first consideration is there. Because hearsay, the story of hearsay will be different as per the different persons, or opinion will be also different as per the different person. But if we look after the social science research, when we are conducting the research, when we are interviewing the people, after 100 points or after certain points, means there are some, if we collect the 10 samples, 20 samples, or 100 samples, there is a one point, and that is called as a data saturation point. Okay, or data saturation method is also used. Means after certain points, we are getting the same kind of reply from the people. We are getting the same kind of reply from the people. And then we can confirm that whatever hearsay is there, or whatever opinion is there, it is a fact. It is a fact.
okay. Thank you, sir.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, Gokul Jadhav, sir, please ask your question.
Sir, there is one little bit query. When we write about the grammatical or completion about the grammar. Sir said that avoid pay attention on the grammars. But when we write that the things, मराठी बोलू सर चालेल.
हा बोला ना.
ज्यावेळेस आपण ग्रॅमॅटिकली राईट करतो कुठलंही वाक्य तर बऱ्याच वेळेस तुम्ही कम्प्युटरवरती ज्यावेळेस कम्प्युटरचं ग्रामर आपण ऍड करतो त्याच्यामध्ये समजा कुठं ॲम इज वॉज वगैरे ते असेल ग्रीन रेड सिग्नल दिल्यानंतर जर ऍड केलं तर कधी कधी त्याचा इफेक्ट प्लॅगरिझम वरती होऊ शकतो.
प्लॅजरिझम वर होतो तसा इफेक्ट. एक 2-3 वर्डने म्हणजे तेच प्लॅजरिझम मध्ये दाखवतात बऱ्याच वेळा. ते आपल्याला काढता येतात. प्लॅजरिझमचे म्हणजे प्लॅजरिझम कसं काढता येऊ शकतं हे मी तुम्हाला इथं सांगू शकत नाही, पण ते काढता येऊ शकतं.
ओके सर, थँक्यू.
ते त्याचा आणि असं होत नाही की आपण सलग एक 7-8 सेंटेन्सेस घेतो डायरेक्टली आणि आपण ते कॉपी पेस्ट मारतो, किंवा जर तसं केलं तरी काढता येऊ शकतं. प्लॅजरिझम काढणं काही मुश्किल नाहीये. पण माझं असं एकंदरीत सांगणं आहे की प्लॅजरिझमच्या फांद्यात पडण्यापेक्षा आपण आपल्याला जे इंटरप्रिट होतंय ना ते जर लिहिण्याचा प्रयत्न केला तर प्लॅजरिझम काही येत नाहीये तुमचं.
नाही सर, आपण वाक्य ज्यावेळेस राईट करतो आपण आपल्या लँग्वेज मध्ये जरी केलं तर कधी कधी राईट करताना कम्प्युटर रेट्स.
मी तुम्हाला एक साधं सांगतो. मराठी मीडियमच्या लोकांना 0% प्लॅजरिझम कसं आणायचं तुम्हाला सांगतो. काय करा, मराठीमध्ये लिहा, मराठीमध्ये टाईप करा, गुगल ट्रान्सलेट मध्ये जा, इंग्लिश मध्ये ते येईल, तुमचं प्लॅजरिझम 0 येतं.
थँक्यू सर.
गुगल तुम्हाला कॅप्चर, कुठले प्लॅजरिझम टूल तुम्हाला कॅप्चर करू शकत नाही. फक्त एकच गोष्ट आहे की आपलं मराठी तरी उत्तम पाहिजे. तिथं जर लोचा असेल तर मग संपला विषय. तिथं प्रॉब्लेम असेल तर मग संपला विषय. एक तर तुमचं उत्तम मराठी हवं किंवा उत्तम इंग्लिश असेल. जर तुम्हाला उत्तम इंग्लिश लिहिता येत नसेल, उत्तम मराठीमध्ये टाईप करा आणि तेच थेट तुम्ही इंग्लिशमध्ये त्याला ट्रान्सलेट करा आणि नंतर ग्रामरली मध्ये किंवा कुठलेही एडिट टूल आहेत त्याच्यात जा, ते एडिट करून घ्या. मी तुम्हाला गॅरंटी देऊन सांगतो की तुमचं प्लॅजरिझम 0% असणार. ठीक आहे, हे फक्त प्लॅजरिझम आल्यावर करा.
हो.
For the information of the participants, we are going to have Dr. Parikshit Mahalle, who is a computer expert and is going to speak about the myths and truths about plagiarism in, say, the 3rd week of April. Pravin sir, my question is that many times it happens that when you are into a socio-cultural analysis or you are going into an analysis of a government scheme, many times it reflects a bit of failure. Now, should a researcher actually comment on the failure of this such a scheme in his research?
In fact, we are commenting more on a failure of the scheme, sir. Means, if we look after the, suppose I'm doing research on food security, I am very critical about how the particular PDS scheme or how this particular scheme is failure in what way. I am very critical about it. And we are many researchers, we are critical about the schemes, and we are providing the failure of the schemes, and not only failures, but we are also suggesting solutions over it also, sir. I think that is going to be the critical analysis of the schemes. But if we only criticize in the failure mode only, means why this particular scheme is a failure, or if we focused only on the failures, then our biases come into picture. We become very biased in nature, and this has been seen when I see the critical analysis of PDS schemes. Some of the researchers, they are only focusing on the failures of the schemes. They are not suggesting some solutions. They just say that whatever government is doing, or it's just a waste of taxpayers' money, or it is just a waste of government expenditure, and in that way they are criticizing. And I think they are showing their biases. We can definitely critically comment on the failures, but in other ways also, being a researcher, why this scheme is failure. We need to provide them the solutions also. Alternative solution has to be provided. Otherwise, we
Yeah,
are not a right authority to talk on the failures.
exactly. Thank you, sir.
Hello. So my question is that sometimes it happens when we are going to gather the particular data for different location, but it is not physically possible to take a data of uh, different location at same time. Then for accuracy, what we can do for that?
Uh, s- I have not understood your question. Location of what?
Uh, like collection of soil sampling and like that. If we have to collect some parameters like different like soil like precipitation, okay, and temperature, so what we can do for different location, if I want to collect the data for particular timing, okay, like
Yes, yes, we can do this by with the help of ODK. Kobo is there.
mhm.
With the help of there are very good apps are coming. You can record your time. You can add different geographical attributes into it also, not only location, but time, altitude. Then, if you are interested in humidity, you can record that. You can do any number of things into it. ODK is wonderful tool. Kobo is there. Then Jotform is there. Again, if you are looking after the very small area, SW Mapper is there. So this, उसका एक, yeah.
Thank you,
Sir, I
sir.
presume we are going to take this up day after tomorrow, right?
Yeah, sir. We are going to see. See, we are living in such a sophisticated age of technology that anything is possible. Anything is possible. Just we have to just go out of the box. We have means we can leverage the technology for our own benefits. Yes, next question, please.
So if there are no questions, you let us know what till what time we should have our bio break so that we come back together and start the second session, sir.
Yeah. So by 4:45, sir.
4:45? Fine,
Yeah.
sir. Fine. Okay. Participants, please note we are going to meet at 4:45. That's around 15 minutes from now. We'll be back after 15 minutes.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Hope, sir, I'm audible and screen is visible.
And you are audible as well.
Okay. Thank you, sir. So in this second session, what we are going to do is we are going to means understand the structure of report writing basically. Though every one of us are know about it, but still it is part and parcel of this particular topic. I have to cover the structure of report writing. Means structure of report, basically, this structure differs from university to university. It differs from guide to guide also. It differs. Uh, Means some of the guide prefers different kind of structure. Some of the there is some kind of changes there. So better we can all the time consult our guide when we are finalizing our report. Okay. But generally, the structure of the report or uh, um, framework of the report starts with the introduction part. So, sir, should we wait or should we start?
We can start, sir. We can start. No issues.
Okay. Okay. So, as already I told you, why research report writing is very important aspect of any PhD work or any research work is because if you are not able to write a research proper report, you will not able to convey your information or your work to the world or to the research community, and your work will be considered as incomplete if you are not able to write the proper research report. Again, no matter how much of you are well versed with the methodology or research study, but if you are not able to point down or jot down or write down the findings of your research effectively, or if you are not able to communicate your findings of the researcher, then it has no any value as far as your work is considered. Again, the research results must be invariably enter the general store of knowledge. Means whatever you are doing, it has to be either get uh, recorded somewhere else. It get published in the form of research papers or something has to be get done. Then people will understand that something is happening on this particular topic, and they will get an idea of your work, or your work will act as a foundation for someone else's work. And this is how entire research community is working right now. So writing the report is the last step uh, of our PhD work or of our research work, and we are we have to do this. There is no any excuse for the report writing. So there are different types of reports are there. Reports like academic reports are there, financial reports are there, audit reports are there, technical reports are there. An interesting fact is that all these reports are written in different way. There is no uniformity in the financial reports or audit report or technical report. They are based on certain guidelines or certain set standards, and on that line, everyone who is writing such reports, they are following certain standards, certain guidelines, and they are writing reports. So academic report, it has a different intent. Technical report, it has a different intent. Financial report, it has a different intent, and they are written in a different way. So whenever you are writing on some topics, try to see, whenever you are, suppose all of us are going to write academic report, but our topics are different. Some of you are going to write on physical geography, some of you are writing on human geography, and sometime what happens is we are not working on one topic. It may be interdisciplinary topic, it may be a topic from different branch of the social sciences. So getting the idea of that particular subject or getting the vocabulary of that particular subject becomes a very important part whenever we are writing such academic reports. So essential ingredients of the reports, it has to be maintained throughout the report. The first important essential ingredients of the report is having a logical and clear structure. It should not be you are writing in a very haphazard manner, or there is no structure. There is only chapter one, intro starts. No one knows where is the start of intro or where is the end of the intro. There is no proper subsection. There is no proper formatting of your work, or structuring of your work, substructuring of your work. There is no logical structure, no clear structure, nothing is coming out, and finally in the summary people are just concluding things and they are saying that my first chapter is ready. It is not like that. Your work has to have a logical and clear structure. This is the first important ingredients of the report. Try to follow this. Otherwise, there are many times we have to do the rewriting, then rephrasing the works. That this works, redundancy in the work increases if we are not following these three essential ingredients of the reports. Second thing is our report should be to the point. There should not be like something you are talking and you are explaining, you are taking different dimensions. One paragraph, one idea. Be to the point. Explain everything in the to the point. Suppose if you are talking about one idea, explain about that idea only. Do not get side rail to the other topics. Do not get divert towards the other topic. And the next one is use simple language and have a pleasant layout. Simplicity is very difficult thing. Bringing it into our writing is also a tough thing, but it is not impossible. Try to bring the simple language, bring a pleasant layout, properly, having a good. Sometime people are bombarding it like anything on one pages. They have such an environmental conservation approach that in one pages they are keeping entirely everything they are keeping. There is no proper formatting, nothing. All the work has been just bombarded into the one page. There itself they are putting the diagrams, putting the tables, putting everything. They're feeling that if we write a such kind of work, there will be definitely saving of the papers. We will save the 100 or 200 pages papers. We will contribute in another way to the environment. But let me tell you, whatever your work is you are going to do, it is not going to refer by anyone, and it will be just become a crap. So have a pleasant layout in your work. If someone takes your work into hand, he should feel that I should read this work. I need to understand this work. The way the author had wrote, the way the author had communicated, is very simple language. I'm able to connect with the authors. I'm able to connect with the communications of the author. And that is the beauty of the report. Then broadly divisions of the reports are three. Means basically the part one is the preliminary pages. In the preliminary pages we have a preface, forward, acknowledgements, then title page. We have a then content page, table of content, then table list of tables, list of figures, list of acronyms, list of abbreviations. Or these are in the preliminary pages. Main text of the research report is our all chapters. Sometime preliminary pages people are considering preliminary pages as intro part also. Review of literature intro part they are also considering in the preliminary pages. Main text of the paper research report is a chapterization, chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and last one will be the end matter. It will include your appendices. It will include some part of references. It will include all the references. This will be the end matter of your report, and this is a broad division of the report. No matter what type of work you are doing, there will be slightly changed in the academic report, but generally this will be followed in each and every report. Each and every report will have a preliminary pages. It will have a main text. It will have a end matters. So what will it conclude in the preliminary pages, or what is the main constituents of the report? Every report, it will definitely have a title and cover page, because unless and until if you do not write title, we will not understand what type of study you have done. So title and cover page, it will have a forward, it will have a preface also, it will have acknowledgement. Again, forward and preface is written for a books, not for a thesis. It is written for a books, preface and forwards. Forward is generally this we are going to see acknowledgements, the table of contents, list of tables, list of figures, list of appendices, list of abbreviations, and executive summary. These are the main constituents of the report, and then our work chapterization started, and finally we are including bibliography into it, and our report writing like is over. So this we have to see one by one. Means again, we have to follow these trends or follow certain kind of guidelines while writing the things. Okay. So title and cover page. So cover page consists of title. It should have a name of the author with its designation as well as the institution. Again, logo of the your university is required. If it is a college, then it college is also required. Then month and year of the publication. So sometime I am telling you this fact. People are saying that यार इसमें इतना क्या है कुछ खास नहीं है ये आप जो बता रहे हैं ना. But I can tell you that this story. I have seen आप थीसिस सेक्शन में जब जाओगे या यू नो कभी आप झेरॉक्स से जहाँ पे थीसिस वगैरह प्रिंट होते हैं वहाँ पे जब जाओगे then you will come to know that some of the people their thesis has been rejected only because of this some very small trivial kind of things. They have not mentioned the month and year of the publication. They forgot to write the proper designation of their guide also, proper designation of them also. Sometimes spelling mistakes are also there. So try to follow each and everything very seriously whenever you are going for a title. Means again you have to change the title, then you have to change entire thing of your PhD. Again, one more thing is why title matters. Means you should be very thorough with your title. It has to be uniform whenever your title is approved through whenever it is there for RSC, RRC, it need to be uniform. And whenever you are getting degree certificates or whatever uh, PhD award certificates, it should be uniform. There should not be ambiguity in the title. And again, one more thing, my own with my own experience, I can say that please try to check the title of your PhD thesis because in the thesis section also sometime these people are also doing mistakes. They are also human beings. They are also omitting some words. Means in my PhD means certificates, they have omitted the district word, isn't it? So try to check everything personally whenever it comes to the title page or title of your thesis. Your the name of your name of your guide designation, everything has to be checked. And again, I'm telling you, every person, be it you or your author, everyone feel that their name should be written in a very should be written correctly, isn't it? So don't commit such kind of mistakes. Then title, writing the title, I think it will definitely cover in other part of your uh, coursework, but make sure that the title should consist of the challenging statement or question of your research. Suppose you are doing your title is different and you are including chapterization and other things into it different. It should not be. The title should match with your work. Many times people are trying to give such a flowery, such a you know uh, different types of title that they feel that if I provide a you know, if I use a big words, my title will become a very heavyweight. Not like that. Whatever you are including in your research work or whatever research you had done, make sure that you are including your title is apt, is encompassing the different dimensions of your work. Again, there are some subtitling is also done. Means main title is given, subtitle is also done. Just see whether subtitle. Some of that means I have seen IIT thesis where they are doing subtitling. Main topic is there, and if it is based on the case study or something like this, they are also including subtitling into it. So if the subtitling is there, try to follow. Next thing is, one consideration is related with the title. That some of the research centers or universities, they are expecting that their title should be in 30 words. So if you have that type of limitations or certain types of guidelines are there, if it is there, then try to follow it. So your title should be complements within the 30 words. Again, your title should be suggestive in nature and should not consider as a, you know, it should encompasses the different aspects. Okay. Again, as far as a cover page is considered, you can use the previous work, you can refer the previous work and see. Again, you can use your own innovative ideas also. It is not like that there is only one set kind of a standard is there. Sometimes people are uh, adding the figures, sometimes people are doing the design covering, and they are doing it in different ways. So there is a good chances of you to design the cover page. Again, one more thing is, as far as a cover page is concerned or middle pages are there, one thing you can do is you can add a brilliant photos of your fields or of your study area in between of your uh, of your chapters. Okay, so here is the example of the title: labor migration and its implication on rural economy of Indo-Gangetic plain. As there are two aspects has been taken into consideration. One is labor migration, and second one is implications on rural economy. And here study area is Indo-Gangetic plain. Means within a few words, they have given the gist of their exact research work. Means few words explain number of things. It is one, labor migration, and what exactly the implication of this labor migration on rural economy. The implication may be positive implication, it may be negative implications. And which study area they have focused is Indo-Gangetic plains of India. So your title should not be uh, you know it should not be such a broad that it is not explaining the things properly. Make sure that it is apt, very logical, very simple, and covering all the aspects of your study. Then forward, I already told you, forward is written usually for the books or a piece of literature. Again, it has been written by the some of the expert figure or a very Tory figure of from that field. It has been written um, by by that person. We are not taking forwards for PhD thesis, isn't it? But if your PhD thesis turns into the books, then forward we are definitely taking forwards from the very reputed figures from that particular field. Preface again written by the author of the book. Here forward is written by the some other people. Preface is written by the author of the book, and uh, he wrote about his idea and how this particular book it come into picture, about how this book has been developed and all the story and other things whatever coming into picture he is writing. He's writing such kind of things into the preface. So again, preface, we are not dealing with the preface as well, but we are combining preface and acknowledgement to one section. It's just like acknowledgement means we are acknowledging all the peoples, but still in the acknowledgement also we are writing something about how this particular topic is coming into picture and what exactly idea and how I had started working on this particular topic, or what turns me to work on this particular topic. So right, we are writing everything in the acknowledgement section, and we are trying to acknowledge each and every one. Make sure that you are acknowledging every person who are directly and indirectly associated with it, because acknowledging them shows that you respect like the person who are helping you, who are supporting you, and they will be definitely there for you in the future as well. Many times in the acknowledgement sections, people are forgetting to acknowledge their near dear ones. Sometimes if we are working, we are forgetting to acknowledge our colleagues as well, and that turns into the sometimes people are taking it in different ways also. So try to acknowledge the people who had directly indirectly supported you for your studies, for your table of content. Very essential parts, provide a quicker view for the readers, for the uh, you know uh, for the for your guide as well, and it divides into the major sections and subsections of your report along with the page references. So suppose if I don't want to read your entire thesis, what I will do is I will read, either I will read your summary, or either I will go through your table of contents. So this table of contents, try to make sure that you are trying to follow the uniform type of framework whenever you are dealing with a table of contents. Means either way, like this is the one way. Content means here serial number, content pages, introduction, brief literature, methodology. Then in the methodology 3.1 is data. Again 3.11 is primary data. 3.1.2 is secondary data. But make sure that you are following this uniformly, and same has to be get reflected into your chapters. Here also people are doing mistakes. They are not following the uniform structures. That people are doing the mistakes. Sometime instead of 3.1 they are writing 3 point, here they are writing a b c, but in the chapters they are not writing it as a b c. They are not following it uniformly. So only my suggestion is, content is not a big deal, or it is not a big thing to sell, but mistakes are there. People are committing the mistakes. Then list of tables, both means list of table and figure, they are more and written in the same format along with the page numbers. Again, try to see the what type of format is used. And sometime the first letter is capitalized, then means all the first letters are capitalized for the tables as well as figures. So this is also mistakes people are committing. They are not looking towards this type of mistakes properly, and due to this, they have to again and again do the um, recorrections. Let's look at this 2.1. Sampling S capital, pattern P capital, off, need not to do the capital of household. So those were important words, conjunction words, or those were conjunction words need not to do the capitalize, but important word capitalization. Capitalized capital letters need to be used. So try to follow the same pattern, and make sure that try to consult your guide, try to see the structure of your research center while writing the table of content and like table list of tables, list of contents. Or if the structure is not given, try to follow a very standard framework. List of figures, same as that of the list of table. List of appendices is the one where the additional information has been given.
Many times people are just citing the work, but they are not giving, additional information. So questions are coming on that line. Some of the external referees or viewers or guides, they are asking the questions that on what basis you are you are commenting, on the what basis of this you are saying that these are the different results or conclusion. So make sure that you are providing questionnaires, government notifications into it. If you got any letter of appreciation for your work, you can also cite that letter of appreciation. Again, there is a one recently people are giving the list of publications as well. Means how many papers you are able to publish out of your PhD work. So at least two UGC list publications and two presentations in the either in the national and international conference are mandatory uh, to to eligible for the award of the PhD degree. Okay, as per the UGC regulations. Okay, then abbreviations or acronyms. Make sure that here also the problem is people are writing 3-4 pages of abbreviations, but in actual mode they are not using that abbreviations in the chapters. What they are doing is they feel that if we use these abbreviations, we will able to at least we will increase our 3 to 4 pages. And in the actual mode, if we see that where the application of that abbreviation is there, so abbreviations are not used. So my suggestion is those abbreviations which you are using, just try to write down that only. Do not cite or do not mention the abbreviations which are not used anywhere in any part of your chapters. Do not mention that. Do not write that. So list of abbreviations, again here, the important word should be capital. This should be properly followed. These are the some mistakes generally committed by the people many times. That this is the only reason why I'm repeating this fact again and again. Next one is the very important part. It's executive summary. Executive summary. This is the summary which is giving a gist of your work. This is the summary which is giving a complete picture of your work, and it should be written in the last. And it needs to be the draft needs to be report needs to be written very carefully, because this is the executive summary which is going to give the complete overview or glance of your work. Whenever you are writing the executive summary, make sure that you should give the brief description of the problem. So background of the study is needed. It should be given in the first instances why this study was needed. What was exactly the main background, or what was the description of the problem that led you to the study for, or that led you to study for or exploration of this particular research work, and what are exactly objective of your study that you need to mention. And of course, place of the study for the geographers, place is very important aspect. Spatial context is very important for the geographers. Everything we are doing in the form of spatial context. What type of methodology and how and what type of methodology we are using for our study. So type of study and type of methods we are using, we need to understand. Which are the major findings and conclusion we are deriving out of your studies? That need to be written thoroughly need to be written in the executive summary. And what type of such major recommendations your study is giving, that needs to be given in the last part. Again, some of the study they are also giving just a hint of limitations of their study as well. Just in the last part, they are providing the limitations of the study as well. So this is in this way, executive summary is a very important document. I have seen that people are giving too much of emphasis for the executive summary, and it is worthwhile to give too much of emphasis, because finally this is the executive summary, or the type of draft you are preparing, which will work as a face, which will work as an overview of your work. So try to write executive summary seriously and provide a glance of your PhD work. Okay. So this is already I told you the why summary is very important, because no one is going to read your entire PhD thesis unless and until either guide or external referee. They will only refer the, you know, read the your PhD thesis. Otherwise, other people will just go through the executive summary. If you had a wonderful topic and you are suggesting something, then those who are the policy makers, decision makers, they will also refer your work. And if something of their use, if it is there in your work, then and then only they will refer your your work. But before referring, they will only go through the summary. First of all, they will go through the summary, and then they will go through the content pages. And based on that, if they found something useful, then and then only they will refer your thesis. Otherwise, so the point which I want to make is whether it is a your thesis will be referred by decision makers or research scholars or anyone. If you do not write it very well, no one will take any pain to refer your work. So no one will, your work will not have good reach. Your work will not have means a wider reach in that sense. It will not referred more by the research community. So if you want to refer it more, then work on a summary thoroughly. Okay, so that's all about the structure of the research report. Okay, I will turn towards you. If you find any problem, any questions here right now, then we will go ahead. Otherwise, we have one exercise right now. It is related with the summary structures. Yeah. So if you have any questions right now, you can ask me.
मैं उससे बात कर लूंगा, ये आप लोगों को मिठाई खानी है मुझसे, आप लोगों के लिए तो मैं कर दूंगा, आप चिंता मत करिए, विजिट चेयर्स के बारे में।
Yeah, definitely sir.
हमारी रिलेशनशिप अलग है, हमारे को यहाँ पे पैसों के लिए नहीं आना, हमारे पास आएगा, बैठेगा आधा घंटा, कपड़े मारेंगे और उसकी बातें करेंगे, उस एम के लिए बुलाया था।
Kindly show possible examples you have come across. Which yes, madam. Madam.
लेके आओगे, आपके बोलोगे अंकल हम आए हैं, आपके पास से प्रवीण सर तुमच्या बॅकग्राऊंडला आवाज येतोय खूप.
Oh, sorry.
डोईपुढे सर काय विचारायचं का तुम्हाला? डोईपुढे सर.
सर आता आवाज येतोय व्यवस्थित?
हा गेला आता गेला. येस. डोईपुढे सर काय क्वेश्चन आहे का? हँड रेज केलाय तुम्ही?
चुकून झाला.
ओके नाही वाटतं सर.
ओके ललित मॅम.
प्रवीण सर हा येस कंटिन्यू करा, काय अडचण.
हॅलो.
येस.
आवाज येतो का?
हा येतोय, बोला.
बोला की.
हा सर. हा कोकणे सर, मी आता तुमचे एंटायरली दोन्ही प्रेझेंटेशन ऐकलेले आहेत. त्याच्यामध्ये मला असं थोडंसं कसं वाटतं की जे रेफरन्सेस किंवा बिब्लिओग्राफी म्हणजे हाऊ टू इट अरेंज इट और हे कशा पद्धतीने असायला हवं, कसं करा बिब्लिओग्राफी किंवा रेफरन्सेस
त्याच्यामध्ये आपण त्याच्यावर आहे ना मेंडेलेचं एक आपण पूर्ण डेमोज घेणार आहोत मेंडेलेचा.
म्हणजे आता थोडंसं तुम्ही डिस्कस केलं, म्हणजे त्याच्यामध्ये सगळं जवळपास बऱ्याच गोष्टी कव्हर केलेल्या होत्या तुम्ही, पण बिब्लिओग्राफी होती अजून काय मला एकही शब्द काय
हो सर. आपण आहे ना मेंडेले ज्यावेळेस घेणार आहे ना सर नेक्स्ट ह्याच्यामध्ये टूल्स मध्ये, त्यामध्ये तुम्हाला मेंडेले डाउनलोड कसं करायचं, मेंडेलेचे कुठले हे डाउनलोड करायचे, पेपर कसे घ्यायचे, पेपर कसे साईट करायचे, कोणत्या फॉर्मॅट मध्ये करायचे, कशा प्रकारे पेपर हे केलं पाहिजे ते सर्व सांगणार आहे. काही सोडणार नाही सर मी. I problem
नाही नाही काही तर काही इश्यू नाही सर.
आणि नॉट ओनली दिस की याच्या व्यतिरिक्तही काही प्रश्न असेल तरी आपण डेफिनेटली चर्चा करू, बोलूया.
करेक्ट करेक्ट, नो प्रॉब्लेम सर, नो इश्यू.
काय असं काही नाही आपल्याकडे की आपल्याला जे माहिती आहे ते आपल्याकडेच ठेवायचं, बिंदास्त शेअर करायचं सर.
नाही बरोबर बरोबर, तुमचा नंबर शेअर करा सर, म्हणजे जर आलो तर.
ओके ओके.
पर्सनल नंबर. ओके सर, थँक्यू थँक्यू.
We are definitely going to take a demo of Mendeley. Mendeley or Zotero or EndNote, but I think Mendeley is very wonderful tool for beginners. Those who had already used the Mendeley and get bored with the Mendeley and Zotero, they can go for EndNote. EndNote is also wonderful tool, very advanced tool, wonderful tool. But I think for initial researchers or beginners, I will suggest to go with the Mendeley, not with the EndNote.
Kokane sir?
Yes, madam.
Yeah, I have two questions. The first one is there any limitations for report writing in terms of minimum and maximum pages? And overall PhD thesis also, and chapter wise also? That is first question. Should I ask the second one immediately?
Yeah, I will explain the first question, because on the second it should not be happen that I am not able to address the first question. There is no limitation as such. There is no limitations. But I think UGC had brought some limitations for the they had brought a general guidelines, and it is better if we refer such guidelines in our PhD work. I will tell you examples. I have seen in Pune University as well as in Mumbai University one thesis of around 800 pages. That thesis has a font of around 14 ka font of 14, and title has a font of around 18. If you increase the font size, number of words will get reduced down. Your page will, and size, your left margin, right margin, upper margin, down margin. If you increase it, it will consist of 3-4 words, and it will become 800 pages of your thesis. So there are certain guidelines has been given by the UGC. Try to follow it. Initially,
with keeping all those instructions in mind, if we follow those instructions, but is there any minimum or maximum limitations?
There is no minimum limit and there is no maximum limit also. It depends upon your guide. That is the first thing. I have seen the thesis with 120 pages. I have seen the thesis with 800 pages also. And in IIT, I have seen the thesis of 80 pages also. So there is no minimum and maximum limit, but two-sided thesis can be print. Your size of thesis will also be reduced down, and generally the font size and everything we can follow. And there is no limit for sure. I can tell you with the confidence, because I refer number of library in Mumbai as well as in Pune also, in Pune University library also, that how much length of the thesis and other things are there. But generally, as of now, people are keeping restricted themselves to around 200 to 250 pages, or in and around 200 to 300 pages. Majority of our PhD thesis, they are into that range in the field of geography.
Okay, thank you, sir. And my second question is, how much does it matter the upper and lower cases in the title or in the list of figures or list of the things you have mentioned?
See, ma'am, it doesn't matter anything, but only thing is that if people are following some, suppose I am reading 10 theses, or if I am reading 5 theses, and if I found such kind of a format in all the theses, and if I'm not able to locate into your something feel different, that is the only thing. So only our content is to make our thesis in a very simple readable format. That is the one consideration, and we try to maximum our attention has to be there that we are trying to follow we are adhering to the guidelines, isn't it? There is no defined guideline as such. Nothing is there. Nothing, no guidelines are there as such. I'm telling you. I go through InflibNet and go through the UGC regulations guidelines related to the MPhil and PhD. There is no as such of guidelines related to that. This should be uppercase, this should be lowercase. But if it is there, it's better.
Okay, thank you, sir.
And who is going to be the final interpreter of your work? Your guide is a final interpreter of your work. There, every full stop, whole of your entire work stops when your guide provide you consent for the submission. That's it. Yes. Yeah, Sayan.
Sir, if there are no questions, then we can go for that small exercise that we're taking.
Yeah,
Yes, Pravin. Hello.
Yeah. Any question?
Are you asking? No. Actually, I am now traveling from school to my home. Okay, I am just listening all these things. If
Okay,
anything
okay.
happens, I will personally mail it. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Fine. Yeah.
Carry on.
Yeah. Okay, here is one exercise for you. Just go through this work. Just read this work and suggest the title for this work. Just go through the work. That is
They
first,
will have to write it right now, sir?
no, they have to write it, means they can submit it later on also.
Okay.
Yeah. But only thing is that best thing we can do is they can send it to you or to WS sir, and then they, you can send me entire, like, whatever information is there, they can directly send it to me.
Okay, sir. We'll collect it on the Google Classroom and we'll forward it to you.
Okay, sir. Okay. So here is a one exercise. This exercise is related to what you have to do is you have to suggest the title. That is the first thing. You have to identify which part of this particular work is having a background, which part shows the background of the study, which part is showing the methodology of the study, methods or design, then which part talks about the results of the study, and which parts talks about the conclusion of the study. This is the one aspect of the exercise. And second aspect is, suppose this is the abstract, or this is the write-up is having around 213 words, 213 words. And I request you to summarize this into 140 words. 140 words. Which words you will omit out? Or forget about 140, take a 150 words. If I ask you, write down entire these things into 130 words. 130 words, sorry, 150 words. Which words you will omit out? So this is the exercise. You have to do it. I will send you the document to Manoj sir as well as the Ganesh sir. But right now, I'm expecting that you need to suggest me the title at least. Title. And I think the title will be different for a different persons.
I think they can write it in the comments section as well.
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir. But before suggesting the title, sorry, yeah. Are you able to see the screen? Yeah. Before going for the title, please read down this item. Please read it carefully, and then suggest the title. And everyone can write down their title, but only condition that the title should not be same for everyone. It should be different for everyone. That is the only consideration. The title should be different for a different persons. Let's see how much title you are able to generate. So think about, read this first, and then think about the title. And when Manoj sir will tell ki you type your title, then you type it up. Don't do the copy paste of your colleagues or your friends title. What you have to do is you have to read this entire write-up. Just imagine the title, and when sir will say just type the title, you type the title. Let's see how many title you are able to generate.
Sir, can you just increase the view percentage?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Participants can slowly go through this, and say it's 5:30 now. 5:40.
By 540, yeah.
5:40. I will just say, okay, now you can write your comments, and in the comment box, you can write the titles. All of you all. Right now, you can just note it down, and while you read through it, you can rephrase your title. You have another 7-8 minutes for that. And when I say you can write it now, all of you all can just comment in the comment box.
हे याचे टायटल आत्ताच लिहायचे का? म्हणजे बाकीचे जे सगळ्यांना समजलंच असेल, पण हे राईटअप वाचून त्याचं टायटल आपल्याला इथं टाईप करायचंय. त्यामुळं ते वाचून घ्या. अजून आहेत 5-6 मिनिटं.
Yes, participants can now just jot down their preferences as far as the titles are concerned in the comment box, and let us see. Please write your titles in the comment box.
Sir, can we have that page again?
Just another announcement while the participants jot down their titles, that please join the Google Classroom created for coursework specially. And once you join there, you will have to fill in the responses or feedbacks for all the 3 resource persons we have had to date. Those who have filled it can again repeat it in this classroom also, so that we have an Excel sheet generated out of all the preferences. Of late, we have seen not all participants have joined the Google Classroom. So using the link, see that you join it as early as possible. Thank you. Praveen sir, we have around 21 responses.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Alright. If you need to reflect on that, you can please
Yeah,
start,
yeah,
sir.
yeah, yeah, yeah. In fact, the type of responses I got, it's a wonderful responses. You are near to the my expectations, and I think uh, the type of title you wrote it. It's near to the what I expect. See, only intent behind this exercise is to let you know that how 31 people think on one topic differently. Look at the way your titles are not different for a not a single title is similar or it is not matching with a one person. It may be, let it be, you know. So the what I wanted to show is every person they are writing the title in different way, isn't it? If you look after the title of every one of you, it is completely different. So the first common aspect, COVID-19, that we need to cover. Second aspect is media professionals that we cannot neglect. This is the focus area. So what we are exploring is we are exploring COVID-19 situations among the media professionals. Okay. Then which study area we are referring? Again, it is not necessary you should write study area, but as far as the geography is considered, we are expecting that you should write study area. Since we are exploring the spatial context of our research, we are exploring spatial context of our study, then it is, you know, uh, if we write it, it is a better. If you write the study area, it is a better. But again, I'm emphasizing writing the study area in the title is not mandatory also. It's not mandatory. But what we are doing is we are referring here COVID-19, we are referring media personals. Then which type of methodology we are used? There are 3 to 4 titles were there which talks about the methodology. Methodology. The title of Lalit Madam, which talks about methodology. Yes. Again, how, in what way my paper will be different? Suppose if I wrote a same title like you people, but if the other researcher they have also done the same work, so how my work and other people work will be different? Or how, suppose if I'm a reader and I want to explore my paper, and if I wrote something related with a methodology or different methodology, then chances are that my paper, chances of referring to my paper are more. So think few considerations. One is which is your focus. Here, what we are focusing is we are focusing on media professionals in the context of COVID-19. So my title was Working Conditions of Media Professionals in Mumbai City, a qualitative investigation. Okay, here a qualitative investigation has done, and Hass's phenomenological method has been used for the study of media professionals. And in that way, I try to cover the focus of the study, the context of the study, the methodology of the study, and study area. Study area. So when you are referring or when you are writing the title, make sure that you are encompassing all these dimensions in writing of the title. Again, you might have a different views related to the title. There is no defined criteria that my title should be like this, but generally your title should encompasses all these things for your PhD work or during your like for your thesis or for your research paper also. Okay, so this is the only consideration from my side, sir. If people have any doubts, any questions, they can ask me right now. One more thing is, yeah. One more thing is, I will send you the draft of this write-up. What they have to do is they need to provide the background, objectives, methodology, results, and conclusion part of this particular write-up. And
Okay.
second thing is very important exercise is, out of 213 pages, they have to summarize this particular content into 150 words. 150 words.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, expressing, again, our intent here for this particular exercise is in how much of in few words, how much they are able to express.
Right.
Yeah. So which words they will omit out, which are redundant, which they feel that can be omitted out.
Yes,
So
participants, if you have any questions for Pravin sir, you can please ask him. We are rounding up his session for in some moments from now. So if you have questions on the exercise he has asked us to do, please ask him and confirm about your issues you may have with the assignment he has provided to us.
Sir, may I ask you?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
What would be the submission date for this?
Tomorrow evening, ma'am.
Tomorrow evening. Tomorrow
Okay,
evening.
that's great. Thank you.
It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal, ma'am. But only consideration, or only my expectations is that which words you are omitting. I'm not interested in 150 words, but I'm interested in which words you are omitting.
Yeah, sure.
Omitting means, sir?
Which words you are not
Got
taking
your
into
point.
consideration. हा.
जाधव सर 213 शब्दांपैकी आपल्याला सरांनी 150 शब्द करायला सांगितले आहेत, म्हणजे तुम्हाला साधारण 63 शब्द गाळायचे आहेत.
अच्छा,
तर ते किती लॉजिकली आपण रिसर्च अँगलनी पाहत असताना किती लॉजिकली आपलं शब्दांचा संचय जो असणार आहे त्याच्यातनं आपण नेमके कुठले वगळणार आहोत हे सरांना पाहायचं आहे.
येस येस येस.
त्याच्यावरनं तुमचा रिसर्च इंटेंट जो आहे तो क्लिअर होणार आहे.
आणि समराइज केलं तर चालेल ना, फक्त शब्दच गाळायचे आहेत?
नाही
त्याला अर्थ राहिला पाहिजे ना सर.
एक्झॅक्टली, अर्थ राहूनच मी बोलतोय ना. अर्थ विरहित काय अर्थच नाही, त्या वाक्याला काय अर्थच नाही राहणार ना.
बरोबर.
पण असं नाही की म्हणजे फक्त शब्द कमी करायचे नादामध्ये म्हणजे वाक्य कमी होतील ना. काय शब्द कमी करायचे वाक्य कमी होतील ना काही.
नाही, पण कुठला शब्द गाळता ह्याला खूप महत्व आहे सर.
हा, एक्झॅक्टली, ते महत्वाचं आहेच आहे ते. पण असं नको म्हणजे काही वाक्य काही तर कमी होणारच आहे तुम्हाला. मग त्या ठिकाणी वाक्याचा अर्थ तोच ठेवून फक्त वाक्य कमी करता येईल ना तिथे.
येस येस. तर ते आपण बघू.
हीच एक्सरसाइज आहे सर.
हीच एक्सरसाइज आहे. अर्थात ही एक्सरसाइज जी आहे ती 1000 वर्ड साठी वगैरे देतात, पण आपल्याला आता वेळ नाहीये तेवढं. कारण त्याच्यामध्ये खूप मोठा कस लागतो. 1000 वर्ड्सला तुम्ही 500-600 मध्ये आणायला खूप मोठा कस लागतो.
बरोबर बरोबर.
फक्त काय की इथे एक्सपेक्टेशन एवढीच आहे की तुम्ही कुठलं तरी समरायझिंग टूल वापरून करू नका. तुम्ही का करावं, तर त्याच्यातून आपल्याला समजून येतं की रिडंडंट वर्ड्स कुठले असतात.
बरोबर.
So we can summarize it in our own words, right?
Absolutely.
Yes, yes. Yeah. Not without a compromise of meaning.
मधून आपल्याला हे सगळं हे बनवते सर.
जाधव सर काय जाधव सर जाधव सर तुमचं कनेक्शन थोडंसं वीक दिसतंय मला. आवाज क्रॅक होतोय.
म्हटलं गुगल क्लासरूमला आपण शेअर केलेलं आहे का म्हटलं एक्सरसाइज साठी की जे आपल्याला
करणार ना आपण.
कारण त्याच्यामधून आपण
संध्याकाळपर्यंत करणार आहे.
येस 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 येस
हो 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 सर, आपल्याला कॉपी पाठवणार आहे, ड्राफ्ट कॉपी, ती आम्ही तिकडे शेअर करणार आहोत.
ओके सर.
3 जण कोणीतरी राहिलेली आहेत अजून सुद्धा, प्लीज बघा कोण जॉईन व्हायचे. 24 लोक जॉईन दिसत आहेत मला. 3 जण राहिलेली आहेत. रोशनी राय एक आहे, किशोर कांबळे सर एक आहे, आणि तिसरं कोणीतरी आहे. 3 जण राहिलेली आहेत. Right, sir. Pravin, sir, can we conclude the session? I'll ask someone
to. Before concluding the session, one suggestion from my side is next time, please come up with at least 10 to 15 research papers of your subject. Means whatever subject you have decided to work on, please at least download 10 to 15 papers, so that next time whenever we are taking the demo of Mendeley, you will able to add the paper into the Mendeley.
Yeah, hope the participants have understood
Pravin,
the
I have one
instructions.
question. Pravin, are you there?
Yeah, Sayan, bolo.
Yeah, next time means day after tomorrow.
Yeah, day after tomorrow, of course, man.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
10 to 15 papers means, see, some of the papers of very reputed journals, some of the papers of substandard journals. Because what happens is during the citations, when we are generating the citations, if the papers are not from the reputed journals, we are facing lots of problems. But if it is from the reputed journals, citation we are actually, we are able to extract. But if it is not, then what to do?
Yeah, if the participants don't have any further inquiries with the resource person, can the decided person please express the formal vote of thanks so that we can close the session for the day?
Okay, sir. Good evening, everyone. I'm Kanchan, and I'm here present to vote of thanks for today's lecture or session. I would like to thank our guest lecturer, Dr. Pravin Kokane sir, for investing their time and give time for their busy schedule and enlightening us with their knowledge. Today's lecture was very full of knowledge and interesting. There, it gave a deep insight in the topic and also revealed some interesting facts. Kokane sir told their own experience and aspect of how to write research or how to writing was really informative. I'm pretty sure that precious knowledge that Dr. Kokane sir gave us to will definitely help us our studies and future also. And I would also like to thank our college and principal and head of the department, our geography, to give a permission to arrange this type of session or organization of the lecture session. And I want to thank the all participants present here for paying your attention and learning. And I would end my speech here. Thank you so much. I hand over to Devna sir for future any instruction or.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. I would again thank Dr. Pravin Kokane for his deliberation. He has given us some tasks that need to be completed by tomorrow evening so that we would be forwarding them to him, and he would be analyzing them before he connects with us day after tomorrow. For those two participants who have not yet joined the classroom, Google Classroom, see that you please join it at the earliest. And with this note, I would once again thank Dr. Pravin Kokane, wishing him again a very happy birthday. Sorry that we have taken nearly 3 hours from this joyous day from him, and seeing forward to meet him day after tomorrow. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Dhole sir, you can stop the recording.